Just wanted to give you a quick look at Component.Studio 3. When you first come to the site, you'll be able to click in the upper right corner there and log in using the email address from Component.Studio. Then you'll just be able to click in and browse games. Now, you won't have any games yet because I have not imported your games from Component.Studio 2. So you'll either need to create a new game or post one of the URLs for one of your existing games out in one of the forums on Reddit or Facebook or Discord or wherever, and let me know that you would like me to import a game for testing purposes. This is the alpha, so I have not imported any games yet, except those that have been explicitly asked to be imported. So I'm just going to show you quick some of the games I've imported for myself. So you can see you have a list of games. I'll click in here, and now I can look at the games, the designs that are in my game. One of the big things people asked for in Component.Studio 2 was to be able to access things like images and variables and whatever outside of the game designer. So you can do that now. You can clearly see your images here. You can go in and look at all that kind of stuff, manage all that stuff before you even get into your designs. So you have all of those over there. Your styles are there as well for everything. And you have your list of data sets, so you can go in and edit all of that stuff the same way that you used to do. So if I just go in here, you can see that I have this particular data set with all my card data in it and whatnot. The big thing everybody cares about, though, is of course the designer. So I'm just going to go in there, and you can see how very, very quickly it loaded here. In Component.Studio 2, this particular design would have taken about 30 seconds to load up. In here, it loaded basically instantly, and that's just because Component.Studio 3 is roughly 100 times faster than Component.Studio 2. That is the reason that I did a ground-up rewrite here, was to modernize it and build an entirely new rendering engine. It also has a bunch of new features that weren't possible in Component.Studio 2. For example, all of your screens, your tabs will remain in sync with each other as you're editing. So you can make a change in one tab and go to another tab, and it'll already be in sync in that other tab. Same thing happens if you're doing it with collaborators. If you have a friend that's working on it remotely, their changes will automatically sync to your screen and so on. As I move through these particular cards in here, you can see that they're all rendering very quickly as we go. And this is a very complicated design. As you can see down here, I've got lots of layers and layer groups and all of that sort of stuff. And all of those work the same as you're used to, previously. You have, all of your different attributes that you can edit are all here in menus that are very similar to Component.Studio 3. I tried to keep, where possible, everything to look like Component.Studio 3 or 2 as possible to make the migration as easy as possible for everybody. Now, when you do a migration, when you request a migration, you won't get everything to be 100% perfect, because this is a new rendering engine and everything. In order to get the speed and everything that I did here, I had to rewrite everything from the ground up. So it's not going to be perfectly matching Component.Studio 2, but it will mostly be there, and so you might have to make a couple of tweaks to get your designs to work perfectly in Component.Studio 3. So if you'd like to import a design, just let me know out in one of the forums, and I can import a design for you of into Component.Studio 3. Does not have to be a perfect or a permanent copy. You could just import one for now just to play around with, and then you can keep working in Component.Studio 2 if you'd like. All of your, you can see the top nav here has been changed to be quite a bit nicer. All of the inputs have been moved down here, so if you want to edit the row of your data set, that's in there. If you wanted to manage your styles, you can do that from right here. If you want to manage your images, you can do that. And again, all of the same stuff, it's all available right up there, easy peasy. All of the layers and layer groups have these little drag things on them now, so you can actually pick them up and drag them to reorder them if you'd like. I'm not going to do that in this particular case, but you can do all that kind of stuff. So you can see that it's rendering quite fast, and it's quite usable at this point. I would love for you to give it a try and let me know what seems to be broken, what seems to not be working. This is an alpha, so you are going to encounter bugs. But the best way to find out what those bugs are is to try it out and let me know what's working, what's not working, etc. And then I'll fix those before we actually start migrating everybody's games over. So yeah, take a look. Let me know what you're finding.